pull, 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 pull. Keeping this thing fixed to the mat. What I do then is, so what I'm trying to tell you is, so relax for a second. No, you can grab it. What I'm trying to tell you is, just like I told you before, for me to get this technique, it's helpful if he just gives me a bit of a tug and I don't have to say, hold on Dave, I gotta get ready. We don't want to do that. So he has to feel a little bit of resistance. And it helps me keep my center. So when he pulls, I have to fix myself, okay? Keeping this foot planted in the mat, I'm gonna do a 45-degree pivot and punch him right in the nose. My hand is gonna go out this way. This hand doesn't do this. Knip says I always used to say 4 and 1. What he means by that is 4 fingers on the one side of his hand and your thumb, 1, on the other side of the hand. So you're gonna go up. I apologize. Oh, yeah, thank you very much. 5 and O. 4 fingers, 1 thumb on this side of the arm. What I'm going to do is I'm not going this way. I'm going forward. See what happens to him? How's that? Now watch. See this? This point here? He's actually locked. So what do I do? Once he's locked, the thing in Aikido is that you move around the power. Power is this. His power is this. He's locked. I'm going to go from here around the power. Grab his hand. This hand comes here. Now, remember what I told you about that pushing here? So where shouldn't I initiate the motion? Right, absolutely, Ashi. I'm not going to initiate it from here, nor am I going to initiate it from here. If I initiate it from here, it becomes this. See how my back goes out of alignment? I don't want that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to initiate it from here, and my body's going to go forward. That's why it goes in. Okay? And then you trust it, and trust it. Okay. I don't know if these guys can do Yonkajo pin. They can?
It should be.
Okay. All right. So I just give you that first part. Okay? Go ahead. Let's just do that first part together, okay? Grab a partner and please, let's get those juniors with these spiritual black belts. All right, good. Now you're getting where Yonkajo is, okay? Let's try this technique, okay? So, I'm going to have north side do it first. I'm just going to go to the point where you take them down, okay? So right to right, right? Okay, south side, that's our juniors, are going to grab the left hand, okay? Left wrist, okay? So shuffle forward, grab the left wrist. So that is the wrist that's going to be hitting the Yonkajo. All right, so what I want you to do is do a little bit of a pull so that they can feel, they can start feeling that center line of their body, okay? Now, at this point, I want you fixing your front toe, your right toe. I want you to pivot 45. And when I say that, I mean, seniors, to keep your back foot on the ground and turn 45 degrees. And at the same time, correct your front foot. Okay? Yeet! Whack! And thank you very much. And whack them in the face. Punch them in the nose. Okay? Now, you need to go off to the side. Not that much. Okay. Now, all 5 fingers, all 4 fingers and thumb are on one side, outside of their wrist. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to, instead of initiating the motion by going up, do not go up. Take that hand and move it forward. Then roll, and as you do so, the hand should come up to 4th control. Got it? Now, if you got into 4th control, a little experiment. Feel what happens, just initiate the motion down with your hand. That feet right. You're trying to, this is wrong. I'm telling you this because probably most of the time this is what you experience when you actually do it. Now what I want you to do is I want you to initiate the motion forward with the small of your back and just forget your hand. So your hand is fixed. Remember, and here's another little thing, just so you understand what I'm saying. I'm with the Elicia. See this? Where her power is here. That's her power. So I don't want that. She's actually locked here. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to initiate the motion from the small of my back, not from my hand. Yeah, I'm going to initiate it from my hand now. I'm doing this. See how my hand moves and my hips don't move? I don't want that. What I do is I try to take my hips and I move my hips. If I move my hips, my hands move. Right? That's what I want you to do. So with seniors, move your hips. Move your hips forward. Turn your hips. Do not put any more pressure on her hand, on her wrist. Just turn your hips. Now, what's going to happen is they're going to start rolling. The reason they're rolling is because their shoulder was locked. I'm going around the power, so the shoulder is going to roll. As that shoulder rolls, I want you, thinking about what we just talked about, small of the back, I want you to shuffle forward with the small of your back and cut down. Good. And, oh, I apologize. I want uke on one knee. Oh.
Right knee down.
Yeah. Now down on that knee. Good. Nice.
Put your
That's right. So hand on the ground. Now, is that good? Okay. Now I'm just going to stop there. Okay. Let's go back. Let's have the junior. Watch everyone. Just watch for a second. So I may not be making my message very clear. And I'm using Yonkajo, just really not because I'm really trying to teach you Yonkajo. I'm just trying to reinforce some of those, the fundamentals of Aikido. If you come out not really knowing Yonkajo at the end of this class, I don't really mind. What I do want you to do is whether you do Yonkajo, Ikajo, Nikajo, anything you do, you are applying the principle I showed you at the very beginning of the class. That's what's important in this exercise. So even if I don't even complete this, it doesn't really matter. Okay? So when you're here, the lesson you're not really getting, I don't think, is this idea of Hikinyose. People say all the time, think of Hikinyose, and people automatically do this. No, that's not how we do Hikinyose. What we're trying to do is we're trying to take this elbow and moving it to that palm. So if I initiate the motion here, then I'm trying to move that elbow to that palm. That's what I'm trying to do. As opposed to this. What's the direction my elbow is going? My elbow is going forward. It's not going to my palm. Think about moving my elbow to my palm. That motion. If you try doing that, you will naturally do this. That's Hikinyose. It's not this. Okay? It's a difference between this and this. This is me moving my hand to my hand. This is not me moving my hand to my elbow. My elbow to my palm. If I continually try to chase my palm with my elbow, I will do this. I will get Hikinyose. You can try it if you want. Just take your elbow and chase your palm with your elbow. And you will do Hikinyose. Okay? When you are grabbing him, when he is grabbing you, think about what you just did. Here's my palm, here's my elbow. If I take my elbow and move it to my palm, that's what happens to him. So I'm going to go from here, my elbow, chase my palm. That's what happens. Feel that or see that? David is now in an untenable position. He's locked. What do I do? Now at this point, my fingers are all on the one side. I'm going to change my hips. And he moves. And as he moves, my hand goes to Yonkajo. Okay? So, again, here, palm. I'm turning to my elbow, let's say palm. Elbow, chase your palm. So as your palm moves, your elbow's still chasing it. That's Gagliano. Now the feet are. Now what I do next, I've got pressure. I've got Yonkajo on here. Push down on me. Or if he's pushing on me, he can't push me over. Okay, I'm lined up. He can't move his elbow. Okay, so just relax. Now, here's where I'm holding. When we do Aikido, we often make the mistake of delivering the power to the point of contact. We do this. I'm doing that deliberately so you can see what it is I'm doing. You can't feel what I'm doing to me, but I'm emphasizing by doing this. What I want to do is I want to initiate the power from a different location. He can resist that because he has a focus of his resistance. If I initiate the power from a place that he can't stop, he can't resist me. Now I'm here, he's locked. What do I do now? Move forward. Okay? Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Yes. What's really important, if you forget everything, remember when someone says to you, Gagliano Shihan, chase your palm with your elbow. Okay? Try that. Okay? Alright. Now, is everyone kind of clear with that? Okay. Okay, so what we're doing is just telling you the exercise. So front strength, first control throat, first control pin. One of the first things you learn. What I'm telling you applies to that as well too. So from this point here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this. You see how he's, what does it feel like to you? Right. He should float. So once he's here, I need him to float because his power is on his front foot. It's hard for me to go against that power. So I'm going to force him up. So I'm going to do this. And now he starts floating. Even if he's stiff, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to make him float. And now, once he's floating, so watch. Once he's floating, guess what I'm going to do? Turn the shoulder. You good? And now I'm going to move the small of my back. I'm going to take my center point, and I'm going to move my center point there. Ready? And I have him down. So when we're doing this, it's the same thing. Here's his shoulder. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lock him. There he is. Same position. Oh, you stay where you are. I'm just going to change his hand. Oops. Same position. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to take my center point. I'm going to move my center point forward. Now, at this point, we haven't gone this far, but now I'm going to cross step in. So guess what I'm going to do? Not this. I'm going to take the small of my back, and I'm going to move the small of my back forward. I'm not even doing Yonkajo, but he can feel it, can't you? Yes. So here, I'm just touching him. I'm moving the small of my back forward, and I'm able to deliver power forward. Then the next step, small of my back forward. Oh, sorry, ankle's back. And he goes down. Yes. Okay? Does it feel okay? Yes. All right? Try that. So try the next step. Okay? All right, facing each other. You ready? That's it. Facing each other, right to right. Come on, right. Hey.
Shoni. Hey. Sensei.